Well, I know you've gotten great critical acclaim for both your writing and your speaking. So, what types of essays are you focused on these days?
Right now, I'm spending most of my time writing what would be probably called personal essays, which is a little bit of a vague term, but that is typically a form in which I am wrestling with events happening out in our world or in culture, and I'm trying to consider the way that they impinge on my personal life, or the implications of what's going on in our wider culture for myself personally. And so that also means that I am thinking a lot about religion, religious symbols, religious ways of thinking, the way that I grew up in a particular religious setting and have, of course, changed and evolved in my thinking over time. And a lot of my essays wrestle with religion as a subject matter, and then with past personal experience, whether it's dealing with my family or just dealing with being a person in the world today, if that makes sense.
Well, I can imagine the 2016 is giving you plenty of food for thought,
It is. Absolutely.
certainly from a cultural perspective.
Absolutely.
What are some of the more specific sources of inspiration that you've had for some of the pieces that you've written?
Well, let me think. The election lately and just politics in general have certainly been a catalyst for some thinking as I've been working on this collection of essays. Otherwise, I'm a writer who often begins with confusion or perplexity. I have a question related to my own life and the way that I'm thinking about the world that I don't necessarily know how to answer. I'm trying to get from one place in my life to another place. I'm trying to consider, what does maturity look like? What does it mean to continue to grow as a thinker, as a human being? And so oftentimes I begin in perplexity and I just begin to write into it or write toward it. And scenes come to me that way, and characters and various life experiences, and I try to interrogate those things for what they have to tell me about who I am, about the community that I belong to, about the world in which I live. So a lot of inspiration, frankly, comes out of me not being smart enough in the moment to understand the world around me or to understand my place in it.
It sounds very interesting.